What's up everyone? New Dinosaur game just dropped very recently and I've been following the development ever since I saw some teasers by the developer Gluten-Free Games. You may recognize that name from some old animal simulators in the App Store ways back. Not sure if they're still making them. But anyways, I wanted to cover it to show you all what it's about so you can check it out for yourself and hopefully experience it on your own. I'll be showing everything this game has to offer as well as give some of my own feedback and suggestions toward the end. So with that out of the way, let's dive right in. Welcome to King of Bones. Take control of dozens of dinosaurs and Mesozoic creatures as you smash, stomp, and dominate your way through chaotic game modes. With physics-driven combat and unpredictable AI, things can get a little wild and a lot of fun. Every match feels fresh, silly, and action-packed. So let's jump into the arena and find out who's the real King of Bones. Before I even loaded into a match, I was just playing around with the dinosaurs on the selection screen. And by the way, there's a ton of creatures to choose from, even non-dinosaurs like the Metrodon and Sarcosuchus. Here you can see little bits of info on the selected creature and their attack type. I'll give you guys a moment to see every playable really quickly. There's also a feature where you can terrorize them before they even go into the battle by clicking all over their bodies. I don't know why, but I thought this was so amusing to me. It reminds me of something like Super Mario 64, where you can mess with Mario by stretching him in all kinds of directions in the picture mode or whatever. I wonder what happens if you click on them too much. Alright, before you jump into any battles, you'll need to choose both a game mode and a map. And there are plenty to choose from. Game modes include King of the Hill, Endless, Ascension, Spectator, and a training mode if you need to get warmed up. Choose wisely, each mode offers a different kind of challenge. For the maps we got Shoreline, Grassland, Redwood, and Cascade. Each map also comes with day and nighttime variants. In King of the Hill, your goal as a dino is to spill as much blood possible in these little circles to fill up the percentage bar, while being endlessly bombarded by other dinosaurs. It's a bit overwhelming at first because sometimes it'll look like they all gang up on you, but you'll get the hang of it in no time once you master the movesets of each creature. Okay, before we get into everything, I gotta let y'all know about the controls, because it was kind of a lot to take in during my first playthrough. Left click is your primary bite attack, right click is for the heavy attack or stomp. I think some dinos that primarily use their tails for their playstyle, it gives them a directional special attack if you just click the right mouse button instead of holding it. Dashing will drain stamina like sprinting, but you can ram opponents and cause them to become unconscious. Unconscious creatures take more damage. Pressing space by itself allows you to dodge. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get back. Certain creatures will have different unique playstyles. Herbivores like Anki and Stego will use their tails for most of their special attacks. Smaller carnivores are able to pounce and latch onto their opponents, but watch out because you can be flung off like a ragdoll and get knocked out. And pretty much all the large carnivores will just destroy everything with their faces. They have the most basic playstyle. I like that you can grab stuff in your mouth, especially these little bugs that you can pick up and eat if you're at low health. Once you defeat another dino, you can shred them up and hold their body parts, or eat them for health. Even herbivores can do it, which is kind of weird. They should have some kind of bush to eat or something, but it still looks cool regardless. A lot of this game kind of runs on that style. It just looks cool. And that alone kind of lets you turn off your brain and just enjoy the ridiculous, over-the-top carnage. If you ever fall below your health bar, you don't outright die yet. You still have a chance to jump back into battle by doing a little quick time event. By clicking on the bar, you can come back into the match with full health. But watch out, because every time you get knocked out, the bar moves faster. In this game mode, your objective is to survive as long as possible while taking on endless waves of enemies. Pretty self-explanatory, so here's this compilation. Alright, this one's a bit different. For this game mode, you start off as a baby, then you'll need to fight every creature in the game, starting with the smallest, and getting larger as you grow. In Spectator Mode, you can freely watch the Dinosaur AI battle it out, whether that be in teams or free-for-all. There's also a camera mode where you can take pictures. By scrolling with the mouse wheel, you can slow or speed up time. The AI is surprisingly fun to watch. You can get some pretty amusing battles out of each match. That's all this mode has to offer. Now it's time for my final thoughts. I'm just gonna rapid fire some of these, but I'll give more explanation if I need to. Also, leave comments down below to help the developer, or just share your thoughts on what you want to see in the future for this game. Multiplayer. This would instantly make the game more engaging and attract a much bigger player base. Playing with or against others adds a whole new layer of fun and replayability. Speaking of engagement, this game needs more replayability. One idea would be to make the dinosaurs unlockable through an in-game currency earned by winning battles. It would also give players a reason to keep playing and grinding. You could also make some dinosaurs unlockable through some sort of challenges or achievements, like kill 100 players to unlock Dinosaurs, something like that. Add a blocking mechanic. A simple blocking feature would go a long way in improving combat depth and strategy. One issue that stands out, and maybe it's just a nitpick for me, is that most, if not all, the dinosaur models look like Unreal Store assets. I mean, they are. I searched them up and you can find them on the store. Because of that, there's a clear inconsistency in visual quality between the creatures. Some dinosaurs are designed with a more realistic style, while others look kind of bad, to be honest. It's jarring. Personally, I think the game needs to choose a consistent art direction, ideally the more realistic one, because those models are just way more immersive and less off-putting. You probably noticed I've mostly played as better looking ones in this video. Some creatures feel way too fast or slow. There were times playing as a smaller dino where I felt like I was being unfairly hunted down by the big guys, so speed definitely needs a tweak. Creature sizes are also a bit off. Shantungosaurus is way too small. It's one of the largest hadrosaurs ever, even rivaling some sauropods in size. Yangchuanosaurus is massive, while Giganotosaurus feels strangely short. Gyrosaurus is also kind of oversized. Fixing these scale issues would go a long way in making the game feel more polished and believable. A fractured state mechanic would be great for powerhouse creatures like Ankylosaurus. When a body part is fractured, movement could become sluggish and awkward, kind of like what you see in the Isle. A lot of dinos feel like they're missing their unique traits or special abilities. For example, Pachycephalosaurus could knock enemies unconscious with a full charge or even fracture bones. To differentiate Styracosaurus from Triceratops, maybe give Styraco a bleed effect and let Trike have the stronger knockback. Sarcosuchus could have a lunging grab move where it bites and holds onto a body part. There's a lot of other things I could add about the playables in this game so far, but I'm just gonna move on. Right now, the basic and secondary attacks are pretty much the same across creatures. Different attack animations would add variety and personality to each dino. It might be a bit ambitious, but imagine if limbs could be detached during combat. That would be insane, and add a brutal edge to the battles. Now my dinosaur suggestions. I'm just gonna add 2 because I could just go on and on. There's Dinosaurus. This one's a must for any dino fighting game. It literally has swords for fingers. It could be a slasher type character. Give it a bleed effect and fast aggressive attacks. The Quetzalcoatlus could work on land instead of flying around, which could also cause some problems. Picture a tall, intimidating creature using its massive beak for long-range pecks. When enemies get too close, it could knock them back with its wings. This could be a great zoning character. My idea for another game mode could be Infection. Start with a group of dinosaurs and one infected player. As the player kills others, they join the infected team. Similar to infection modes in other games, it would bring some chaotic, high-stakes fun and variety to the gameplay. I could probably talk all day about what I'd improve in this game, but for now, I'll wrap it up with these suggestions and end the video here. What did you guys think? This game could be really great if more polished. I see a lot of potential in the future. I hope you enjoyed this because I sure did. Make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.